there. So you're in essence saying
Right.
that what we have put into the short-term memory,
Right.
the first step of it getting into long-term memory is when we finally rest for the day, which is why sleep is important. The brain has a process to transfer that information from short-term memory into long-term memory, starting with the hippocampus. It's actually storing it piece of information by piece of information and almost playing it over again and again to make sure it's storing it accurately. Would that be a fair statement?
When we're talking about the hippocampus.
For the hippocampus,
remember,
okay, that's only one part.
Three other
that's
parts
correct.
Of the brain.
That's why I want to slow it down.
Yeah.
That's only one part of what's involved in long-term memory.
Right.
All right, and so the way we ensure that happens is by making sure we have sleep.
Adequate sleep.
Because if we are not sleeping, then what we have worked hard to put into our short-term memory early in the day, it never gets stored appropriately if there's not enough sleep.
Right. So if there's not enough sleep, you're either shortening or just completely eliminating the transitioning that you go through those phases of sleep throughout the night. All right. Mm-hmm. So whereas though if you had a full night's rest, you might have gone through those particular phases of sleep to get to REM stage, to encode, to do that encoding process that we talked about. Let's just say 10, just using a figurative number, 10 times, right? If you're someone who chronically, is sleeping maybe 4 hours a night because you're brute forcing the study process, you're taking away the ability for your body to go through that process, and thus you're limiting the encoding time each night that you skip on sleep to encode that memory into it. So you might get some, but you're not going to get the whole piece, and that becomes diminishing returns.